The view from Anfield. Mandy Henry is there for us. Another brilliant weekend, wasn't it, for Liverpool, Mandy? And as Jurgen Klopp puts it, they're into the final. But you've got some big news in the last few minutes regarding one of their key players.
That's right, Will. Yes, Jurgen Klopp is holding his press conference here at Anfield as we speak, and the big news that you mentioned is that Mo Salah has been ruled out of the game against Barcelona. We wonder whether he'll be fit for the final game of the season after that concussion. But he was stretchered off with a head injury against Newcastle, but that's the big news breaking here at Anfield, is that Mo Salah has been ruled out of that game against Barcelona. That's a huge blow because Liverpool are already missing Firmino as well. Well, joining me now for a bit of reaction to that news and also a look ahead to this final game of the season is former Liverpool keeper Chris Kirkland. Chris, do you think, first of all, before we talk about the news that's just broken, was there a sense of relief when that third goal went in on Saturday?
We've had a few of them this season. It's gone down to the wire a few times and it's nail biting at times, but that just shows that they never give in, and you never give in this league. There's always chances, and with the players we've got, you know, the standard they are and the high class the players are, they're always going to get chances. It's just that will to carry on fighting till the end.
24 late goals for Liverpool this season, more than any other side. Does that prove that Jurgen Klopp's side just don't give up?
It does, yeah, and that's what they have to do. There'll be a lot of fans with a lot more grey hairs this season with all the late goals we've had. But you can't give in, you know, as a professional you keep going till the end, and if you do, you know, you reap the rewards, and we've done that on quite a few occasions, as you mentioned.
We've just been hearing from the Etihad as well, and I'm sure most Liverpool fans will be watching that, some perhaps from behind their sofas later on. But do you think former Liverpool manager Brendan Rodgers can do Jurgen Klopp's side a favour tonight?
Well, I think he'll be more worried about his own team. You know, they've still got a great chance for seventh since he's gone there. He's done a superb job. He's totally transformed the team. So if there was a team outside the top six that you would want to be playing Manchester City as a Liverpool fan, it would probably be Leicester. So this game's a tough game for Manchester City. Leicester are going there with no fear at all, knowing that they've got a chance to qualify for Europe, which is a superb achievement from after the start of the season they had. So it's going to be an interesting game. I'm not sure I'll be watching it, but yeah, roll on 10 o'clock and hopefully, you know, it's back in our hands.
OK, Chris, thanks very much for joining us. Well, the title race has been fascinating for the neutral fan, but for those Liverpool fans, as Chris said, it's a little bit more nerve-wracking.
I bet it is indeed. Mandy, thank you very much. Yeah, back to that match then later, a huge one. Manchester City taking on Leicester. Let's speak to Linda O'Brien, who's at the King Power Stadium for us. Linda, of course, the Liverpool fans are going to be hoping that Brendan Rodgers, their former manager, can do them a bit of a favour, but he and Leicester have motivation of their own, don't they, in the form of European football?
They could still finish seventh and get a Europa League spot. It won't be easy. They have to win at the Etihad, then beat Chelsea here on Sunday, but it's doable. And against Manchester City, over 90 minutes this season, City have failed to beat them twice. They also have a secret weapon in Jamie Vardy. He scored 9 goals in 8 games under Brendan Rodgers, a fantastic record against the top 6, including 5 goals against Manchester City.
A very warm welcome to a sunny Etihad Stadium here in Manchester, where the scene is set. It is crunch time as we enter the final week of the 2018-19 season. Leicester are the visitors here later, knowing that if they beat Manchester City, they will do Liverpool a huge favour. But if City win, they would go 1 point clear of Liverpool with 1 game to play against Brighton, and the title very much in their hands. Brendan Rodgers, of course, well, he'll be hoping to do something for himself. They will hope for European football from a Leicester point of view. But Pep Guardiola says he's been amazed with just how good his players have been, as Simon Crabtree reports.
Last season, Manchester City had the Premier League title trophy wrapped up with 5 matches remaining. This campaign, it's a different story, and the race is going right down to the wire. With Liverpool refusing to slip away, Pep Guardiola has been surprised by the way that his players have maintained that high level of performance.
I think we maintain the same level.
Guardiola has experienced the title race going all the way down to the last match of the season, having been through it with Barcelona. Now, with the Premier League title race undecided until that very final whistle, Pep says he knows exactly what it takes to get over the finish line.
The job you have to do. If you won't anticipate if you win or you lose and thinking about the hypothetical things is going to happen, that is a big mistake. So every player has to know what they have to do in the game.
Manchester City and Liverpool have battled relentlessly all season for that top spot, with the lead changing hands at the end of the day on 31 occasions, compared to 6 last season.
I don't think they have done anything wrong over the last few months, and I don't think they will do much wrong in the last 2 games. They are not going to change completely, so they will just try to maintain what they have done. And the only thing I can say is that working with both was a pleasure with Jürgen, and it's still a pleasure with Pep.
Only a win will move Manchester City back to the top of the Premier League table later on. And after Liverpool's late win at St James's Park on Saturday, the pressure now is back on Pep and his players to respond with little or maybe even no room for error. Simon Crabtree at the Etihad Stadium for Premier League News.
And look who I found. It's only the Manchester City legend, Sean Goethe. Sean, let's walk over here. We're in the technical area where Pep Guardiola will be sitting later for this game against Leicester. How is this going to pan out, Mr. Goethe? How do you think it's going to play out for the final 2 games for City and that final game for Liverpool against Wolves?
Well, I think that today's game, I think it's going to be very challenging for City. I think Leicester will be up for this. Brendan Rodgers will make sure that his team's up for this game. But I see City coming through this one. But also with the Brighton game, is another difficult game. Brighton will win the spoiled party. So I imagine City will get through that one as well.
Isn't it amazing, though? This is exactly what we want, the final day drama, which will be on Sunday. And actually, out of the 27 Premier League seasons, it's only gone to the final day 8 times. It shows you just how dramatic this year has been.
Yes, it has. And I think the last time was 2013-14.
When City won against West Ham.
Yeah, amazing. But this one is really going to the wire. You know, Liverpool have gone and said, well, we've won, over to you, City. City have gone and won, and then said, back over to you, Liverpool. You know, this ping-pong game, back and forth, it's been absolutely brilliant. And today, I imagine City will play, perform well, and look to get another win.
We've seen so many great teams over the years, Sean, haven't we? From your Chelseas to your Arsenals to your Manchester Uniteds, Manchester Cities. But it shows you just how hard it is to retain the title. The fact it hasn't been done since Sir Alex did it at United, 10 years ago?
Yeah, and this just goes to show, I mean, I think Pep Guardiola, this is what, you know, he doesn't want to just come here and win the league as he's done. I think he wants to leave a real mark, a real legacy, and this is what it's about. He wants to win back-to-back. I mean, he was going for the quadruple. It was unfortunate, couldn't do that, but he wants to leave a real legacy, and winning back-to-back is part of that.
Do the players feel the nerves, do you think? I mean, all players with this sort of talent, these are the days that they live for, aren't they?
Yeah, this is what they signed up for. They want to be on the edge, these games that matter, where they look back on their careers and say, yes, and it was going right down to the wire, and we had to win the final games, and was able to. That's the story they want to tell. So they're excited about this, and they'll play the game as opposed to the emotions of it.
More from Sean later, but Liverpool ensured, didn't it, that it'll go to a final day after that amazing late win at Newcastle, and Vicky Sparks was there for us.
86 minutes on the clock. Liverpool needed a moment of inspiration, even from an unlikely hero.
And Liverpool are fine on the time, and still they dream. The Reds will not be shaken off.
It's a goal that keeps alive Liverpool's hopes of their first Premier League title in 29 years.
I accepted long ago that we do everything, absolutely everything. The boys throw whatever they have on the pitch. So that means will we be champion or not? It's destiny. It's like this. Because we do everything, we cannot do more. Can you get more than 94 points? Can you get more than all stuff? Not really. So boys tried everything.
Match winner Divock Origi has featured in just 11 Premier League matches this season, 7 of those coming off the bench. But despite little playing time, his vital winner in the Merseyside derby and his contribution at St James's Park have proved pivotal in the race for the title.
Well, that's for other people to judge, but like I said, this is a team performance. We have, I think, before even being footballers, there's great people here, and we just try to mix everything together and play as much as possible. So if we win, I'll be very happy for the city. I'll be very.
Former Liverpool boss Rafa Benitez was in the opposite dugout. His team gave the visitors a tough time, levelling the game twice. But is he hoping that his old side get their hands on the Premier League trophy?
I think this game, I had to be professional and then try to be sure that everybody was trying their best. After that, I have friends. I say I have friends in Liverpool. I have friends in Manchester City. So I have to be neutral at the moment.
Is that diplomatic or is that the truth?
It has to be diplomatic and then wait and see what happens.
So once again, this proved to be a fitting stage for yet another thriller between Liverpool and Newcastle. Now, all Jurgen Klopp and his men can do is wait anxiously to see what drama will unfold later at Manchester City. Vicky Sparks at St James's Park.